If I were Barack Obama, if I were Barack Obama, if I were the quiet saboteur of a once mighty republic, I wouldn't swing a sword. I'd twist a pen. I wouldn't burn America's house down. I'd rot it from the foundation up and call it progress. If I were Barack Obama, I'd poison the bloodstream of this nation with policies dressed as compassion, using guilt as a leash and fear as a muzzle. If I were Barack Obama, I'd turn the American dream into a bureaucratic nightmare, so suffocating that citizens beg for the very chains being locked on them. If I were Barack Obama, I'd fling the borders open, not out of mercy, but strategy. A nation drowning in chaos can't stand tall. A nation choking on crime has no strength left to resist. And a nation divided is a nation easily ruled. If I were Barack Obama, I'd weaponize language itself. Call weakness tolerance, call indoctrination education, call division equity, and call dissent hate speech. If I were Barack Obama, I'd hollow out the schools until children no longer know who they are, where they come from, or what truth even means. A generation without identity is a generation without resistance. If I were Barack Obama, I'd infiltrate the agencies, not to serve the people, but to target them. I'd turn justice into a political gun, aimed only at those who refuse to kneel. If I were Barack Obama, I'd smile on camera while stabbing American energy, American security, American sovereignty in the back, all with plausible deniability, all with polished rhetoric, and all with the media as my devoted choir. If I were Barack Obama, I'd pit neighbor against neighbor, race against race, citizen against citizen, until the land of the free became a land terrified to speak above a whisper. If I were Barack Obama, I'd pretend to care about the Constitution while ensuring it becomes a museum artifact, admired, quoted, but powerless. If I were Barack Obama, well, you'd watch liberty crumble, not with explosions, but with executive orders, not with tanks, but with talking points, not with force, but with deception. And the saddest part, if I were Barack Obama, I'd never need to confess it, because half the country would cheer while I did it. And now you know the rest of the story. Paul Harvey, good day.